When you gave the narcissist your heart, and they could never forget you. Empaths, the genuine souls, you included, they never forget what you did for them. The way you opened your heart, the way you poured your love into someone who didn't even know how to hold it. That moment, whether they admit it or not, stays etched in their memory forever. To a real, emotionally mature person, when someone gives their heart, it creates a sacred bond. A true partner recognizes the weight of that gift. They step up. They meet you with equal love and energy. On the days you falter, they carry the extra load. They invest. They nurture. Together, you build something steady, something meaningful, something real. But with a narcissist, that same act, the opening of your heart, isn't received as love. It's consumed as supply. It's something to feed off, something to use. That's why your love becomes unforgettable to them. Not because they valued it, but because its intensity and purity are unmatched. It's like the richest fuel they've ever tasted. There's a dangerous misconception that narcissists go from person to person, effortlessly collecting love from everyone they meet. That's a lie. Not everyone gives their heart. Not everyone loves with the sincerity that you did. Most people play games. Most people aren't emotionally deep. What you offered them wasn't just love. It was rare, vulnerable, and completely open. And because of that, no matter who they try to replace you with, no matter what show they put on for the world, it will never match what you gave. What they parade around on social media. It's a performance. Smoke and mirrors. Those new relationships lack the soul, the depth, the sincerity you brought. You wouldn't be this hurt if your love hadn't been real. Narcissistic abuse only wounds the ones who actually gave something authentic. It doesn't touch the toxic ones. It doesn't dent the surface of someone who's emotionally numb. But it crushed you because you were real. And that's the point. What you gave can't be duplicated. Not by anyone. You built something out of love, not out of manipulation. You saw them for their flaws and still chose to love. That is something they'll never find again. They'll search. They'll try to recreate it, but they won't succeed. You need to understand this, not out of ego, but from clarity. You can't be replaced. And when you finally embrace that truth, the power dynamic shifts. They can't bait you anymore. They can't suck you back into their chaos. And yes, they'll sense this change in you. They might find out through mutual friends, through energy, through silence that now speaks louder than words. And they won't like it. In fact, it will make them vengeful. But you must hold that ground. Let them rage. Let them spiral. Let them chase ghosts. Because at the end of the day, what you gave was once in a lifetime, and they lost it. Even if you never say it out loud, even if you never post a direct message or write a caption spelling it out, they'll still know. Narcissists are highly attuned to energy. They'll read between your silences, decode your shifts, and sense your transformation just by watching how you're moving through life. And when they realize you finally see them for who they are, it's a devastating blow. It crushes them in ways you may never witness. Because you were never supposed to wake up. You were never supposed to gain clarity. That was their plan all along, to keep you in the fog, spinning, questioning, doubting your worth. That's why I'm sharing this with you. Not to convince you, but to awaken something in you that already knows this truth. You need to carry this mindset with you wherever you go. Not just for healing, but for protection, for wisdom, for freedom. Have you really taken this in yet? If this is your first time hearing it, maybe it's a lot to absorb. But if you've been walking this road for a while, you will recognize what I mean when I say, giving your heart to a narcissist is like handing them their ultimate fantasy. Not because they value love, but because your heart is potent supply. That's what they crave more than anything. Not your body, not your success, not your time, but your essence, your openness, your soul. This is why they lie, manipulate, gaslight, and twist everything. It's all a setup to get you to offer your heart freely. But don't ever think that you are weak for doing so. Because here's the twist. You gave your heart, but you weren't a doormat. That's what makes you unforgettable. Narcissists can find doormats anywhere, but those people don't spark anything. There's no light in them, no challenge, no soul worth stealing. They're easy to use, but forgettable. You weren't easy. You were resilient. You were radiant. You had depth. And that's what they can't replicate, no matter who they move on to. The toxic ones. They don't fall prey to narcissists the way you did because they operate on the same frequency. It doesn't pierce them the way it pierced you. You were affected deeply because you were sincere. You didn't fake your love. You offered the most sacred part of you. And that is something only a chosen few are capable of doing. Yes, I said it. You are the chosen one. That doesn't mean you're perfect. It means you're rare. It means you love differently. And that's exactly why it hurts so much. But it's also exactly why you can never be replaced. Don't fall into the trap of comparing yourself to others. You don't need to look like anyone else, talk like anyone else, or move like anyone else to be valuable. Your beauty, your gifts, your strength, they are yours alone. And the world may not always recognize them right away, but that doesn't make them any less sacred. Most of what you see in this world is illusion. Surface level, filtered, edited. But what you gave, that was real. And narcissists don't want to face that kind of realness because they can't measure up to it. So, carry your truth with you, quietly, powerfully, and know this, they'll feel your shift. They'll feel your detachment. And when they do, it will break them in ways they never thought possible. Because in the end, they lost the one thing they can never recreate, you. What the narcissist is beginning to realize, often far too late, is how deeply they misjudged you. During the relationship, their paranoia made them doubt your loyalty, your sincerity, your intentions. That's what narcissists do. They project their own untrustworthy nature onto others. But now that you're gone, they're forced to sit with a painful truth. You were the one person who showed up with nothing but authenticity, and they couldn't see it. Not clearly, not in the moment. Why? Because narcissists are constantly surrounded by other disordered, toxic individuals, people who wear masks just like they do. Even their so-called doormats, the ones who stick around despite the abuse, give them trust issues. You see, the narcissist doesn't trust loyalty that comes without self-respect. They look at a doormat and think, if they tolerate this from me, they'll tolerate it from anyone. That only feeds their insecurity. But you were different. They could feel it. On some level, they knew you were deeply invested, fully present, emotionally locked into the relationship in a way that was rare, even foreign to them. They didn't know how to process it then, but they felt it. And now, in your absence, that energy echoes louder. The depth of what you gave becomes clearer with time. And what they feel now isn't just regret, it's craving. It's addiction. They start the search, one person after another, looking, chasing, hoping to replicate the emotional high they felt with you. They want someone who will pour into them the way you did. But here's the truth, they won't find it. Not because others aren't willing to give, but because no one else is you. What they had with you wasn't about surface-level romance or temporary attention. It was soul connection. It was purity. And when someone like you gives their heart, it's not casual. It's transformative. The narcissist becomes addicted, not to your body, not to your praise, but to the energy you brought into their life. That light doesn't come around twice. You may have been discarded, or maybe you walked away. Either way, your absence haunts them. They can't stop revisiting the memory of what you gave. That's why they can't move on, even if they appear to. They'll keep circling back, trying to recreate the feeling with people who just don't carry the same light. Because the kind of love you gave isn't something they'll stumble upon again. It's not replaceable. It's once in a lifetime. So please, hold that truth. Don't let their coldness or their silence make you forget the power you carried. They know now. They feel it. And whether they show it or not, they will carry that loss with them forever. All right. Thanks for being here today. Have a nice day, everyone.